Hey love, welcome back. I'm Kayali Cole, and this space is for women learning how to love from power, not panic. If this is your first time here, welcome home. And if you've been walking this journey with me, you already know we grow from here, not just glow from here. Before we get into it, I see a lot of you queens watching but not subscribing yet. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button because we're building something so powerful here. 5,000 queens strong. So I'll wait a minute for you to subscribe. Thanks, queen. You ever notice how peace can feel louder than chaos? Like when everything is finally calming down, your mind starts hunting for what's wrong. It's not that you miss the person. You just miss the noise your body got used to. It's so funny. And it's not neediness, it's wiring. And wiring can change. I remember one night, candle burning low, phone in my hand, waiting for a message that never came. My chest was tight, my thoughts were racing. Then I caught myself and whispered like, girl, we're not doing this again. We're just not. That was my first taste of emotional alchemy, turning a trigger into a teacher. Yeah, our bodies remember patterns. If chaos was home for too long, calm starts feeling so suspicious. When love always came with tension, peace feels empty. Psychologists calls it intermittent reinforcement. Spirit calls it a wake-up call. God calls it grace. That moment when you finally see what's been running you, right? There was someone I loved who I had a habit of being pulled in every time he disappears. Every time he pulled away, I performed harder. Texts, jokes, reassurance, anything to keep that energy alive. But every time I did that, I lost a little more of myself. One night I looked at my reflection and I said, you know what? I'm done auditioning for peace. It was time. It was time to come home to myself. And that's emotional alchemy, realizing you can't control someone else's rhythm, but you can master your response. And let me tell you, mastering it is messy because when you stop chasing chaos, boredom shows up first. That quiet, that stillness, it feels strange. You'll want to feel it. You'll want to reach out, but that's the test. Can you let silence become sacred instead of scary? I started practicing something small. When panic rose, I followed 3 steps: pause, present, and pivot. Pause, stop the spiraling. Presence, feel your feet, breathe deep. Pivot, choose the move that protects your peace, right? Months later, the same man texted again. Old me would have jumped. New me smiled, finished my tea, and replied when I felt grounded. That moment right there, that's emotional alchemy alive in action. But this isn't just about dating. The same energy shows up in friendships, at work, even with family. My best friend once went silent after a misunderstanding. Days passed, and that ache of, did I do something wrong, started creeping back in again. Instead of chasing, I waited. I gave her space, and I stayed kind. When she finally called, she said, I just needed time to think. And because I stayed in peace, we talked like adults instead of wounded kids. That's growth, right? It's something that we have to practice in real time. And sometimes peace isn't a boundary, it's a bridge. When you stop reacting, you give people room to rise. Let's talk about self, right? There were mornings I'd wake up anxious for no reason, heart racing, mind already running. I'd grab my phone, scroll before sunrise, trying to feel connected. But connection isn't on the screen. It's in the silence before the scroll. So I started sitting with my coffee, letting the quiet feel awkward, and saying, "We're safe now." That sentence changed everything. We're safe now. Because the body doesn't know the difference between danger and memory until you teach it. Every time you breathe through discomfort instead of running from it, you rewrite that memory. You start believing that peace doesn't mean something's missing. It means nothing's wrong. Listen, sis, I know it's hard. We live in a world that praises performance and confuses busyness with purpose. We've been taught to measure our worth by who's texting, who's choosing, who's watching. But peace doesn't chase, it attracts. It moves slow, but it never leaves. And somewhere in that slowness, you find yourself again. You laugh easier, you breathe deeper, you respond slower. You look in the mirror and realize, I'm not waiting anymore, I'm living. That's emotional alchemy, turning survival into serenity. And the beautiful thing is, once you learn how to turn energy, it starts working everywhere. At work, when someone tries you in a meeting, you don't match tone anymore. You breathe, answer calmly, and later smile because silence said everything words couldn't. With family, when an old argument knocks on your door, you finally realize you don't have to open it. Peace isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's selective access. There was a time I thought being peaceful meant being quiet. Now I know peace sometimes sounds like, no, that doesn't work for me. That one sentence has saved my energy more times than prayer and coffee combined. Try it. Because boundaries aren't walls, they're filters. And filters keep your soul clean. One night I caught myself arguing in my head, having a full conversation with somebody who wasn't even in the room. Then I stopped mid-thought and said, why am I giving imaginary energy to a real blessing? That's when I realized healing can be hilarious at times. You can start catching your crazy before it starts. It's something you can do in real time. Trust me. But healing isn't linear. You'll have days where you'll find you're fine until one song pulls you back. You think, I should be over this. That's like getting mad at a wound for not needing air. You're not back at square one. You're sweeping the corners you missed, right? So be gentle with yourself. Give yourself grace while you grow. Every time you breathe instead of react, every time you choose silence instead of explanation, every time you walk away without slamming the door, celebrate that. That's proof that the work is working. Let's check our heart for a second. Where are you still handing out energy like free samples? Who gets your thoughts at 2 a.m. that didn't earn them at 2 p.m.? And what would your life feel like if you stop explaining and just move different? Think about it. Okay, take a breath with me. Inhale peace. Exhale pressure. Again, inhale calm. Exhale confusion. That's the sound of regulation. That's your body hearing, we're safe. I once tried to meditate with my phone on Do Not Disturb. 3 minutes in, I was peeking to see who hadn't texted me. That's when I knew healing will humble you mid-zen. Seriously. So here's your small move tonight. Before bed, hand on your heart, whisper 3 things. I forgive me. I thank me. I choose peace. Say it until it feels like truth, not repetition. That's how you rewire the reflex, one quiet night at a time. Try it. It works. It does. And if this message is landing, hit like so YouTube knows women like us need these conversations. Drop alchemy in the comments if you're turning old habits into new peace this week. All right, let's continue. You don't have to chase closure. It's already in your calm. You don't have to prove your worth, love. You prove it every time you request your own boundaries. You don't have to wait for someone to pick you. You were already chosen when peace became your standard. Let that drop in your spirit. When people see you glowing differently, they'll think you found love. And you did, just not the kind they expect. You found the love that happens when a woman finally steps into her own and stops betraying herself. So if this message met you right where you needed it, share it with another queen, learning to stay soft without falling apart. Subscribe if you haven't. We're building something powerful here, 5,000 queens strong. Drop crown in the comments if you made it to the end. Peace isn't passive, it's power under control. Stay calm, stay clear, stay crowned. Have a great night, queen.